Episode of Openline News Media Forum here on MyTV Cebu, where all of our lines are open to discuss the latest and most relevant issues in terms of business, politics, governance, security, among many others. My name is 𝗢𝗲𝗀𝗶𝗲, and in a bit I will be joined by my co-host and co-moderator, General Eric Espina. But for now, maayong buntag kaninyong tanan mga kauban, and of course, we would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our presenters. Thank you very much to International Marketing Group, the Total Financial Solutions, Manila Bankers Assurance, the Life and Non-Life Company, and the best way to show your love, Kaiser International Health Group Incorporated, and Kaiser Medical Center. And of course, kaninyong tanan mga kauban, nga padayong nagsuporta sa MyTV Cebu, pinaagi sa ato ang live streaming, no? Dinhi sa Facebook page ug atong YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us every Tuesday morning, as well as our colleagues in the media industry. This morning's Openline News Media Forum is extra special mga kauban because we have with us two new leaders in what we would describe as a stunning political shift in both the province and the city of Cebu. We are honored to have here with us Mayor-elect of the city of Cebu and incumbent City Councilor Nestor Archival Sr. Maayong buntag, Mayor!
Maayong buntag, Andrea. Maayong buntag sa tanaw sa programa sa Openline.
First of all, congratulations, Mayor. We truly appreciate having you here with us this Tuesday morning. And in fact, this is not the first time that you're joining us for Openline News Media Forum. You were here with us during the campaign period to discuss your platforms. Unya, this time we shall discuss how you are going to make these platforms happen in your term as Mayor of Cebu City. Mayor, if you kindly take us back to that moment, during the canvassing, the tallying now of election returns, where were you when it was happening, and what was going through your head during these moments?
Yeah, okay. Well, I went to the voting station 5:30. And then I realized that I think I need to go somewhere else.
5:30 p.m. ni Mayor
5:30 p.m. Yes, because I'm actually trying to find ways nga. Unsay nang hitabo sa areas, 80 barangays.
Okay.
Okay, so in 2016 I ran as Vice Mayor of Tommy, Osmeña.
Yes.
And after after the voting, I went to the house and then just stayed there. There were no phone calls actually. So 8 o'clock, Tommy called me, Nes, we're not able to make it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you come to the canvassing area, to the tally station. Then I went there. Happy ang entire family sa BOPK, and I was happy too. Tommy was there. And now, wali ko sa balay after I made that vote. And pagkahuman, wali ko sa balay, delikado mo ako rin usa. So I went to the barbershop.
Nagpatupi ka, Mayor?
Nagpatupi ko. Kaya kung makapatupi.
Kaya para ma-divert mo attention.
Ma-divert ang attention. So I was there about 6:30.
Okay.
And then 7 o'clock, the phone starts ringing. What should ko mo kuha sa phone? Basig mo ingon, Nes, napildi na ka.
Yeah.
So eventually my son called me. So what's happening na? Daddy, I think we are going to make it. Really? So that was the time na nipick na ko sa akong phone, and there's so many people congratulated me also. So that was an instant I was so happy, and I realized that Tommy is also leading.
Yeah.
So I went to the canvassing station sa Regency, and then we actually celebrated.
So what you ka nag-monitor sa mga news sites, like for example, ABS-CBN,
No,
GMA naman to yung mga websites, Rappler, sa canvas?
Wala yun. Nothing, because I was nervous about what's happening.
Asa may mas cool ba, Mayor? Kani nga eleksyon or katong nidagan kapag Vice Mayor?
Karon mas cool ba?
Mas cool ba ron?
Yes, that's correct.
Mayor, before the election, daghan kay survey ng gawas, no? But we would like to highlight one of those nga, atong maingon nga non-partisan yun, katong sa University of San Carlos Political Science Department. And in that survey, dili ikaw ang leading, no? But you were second. Was this expected at all, this win?
Yes, that's correct. Because all the resources, government, and friends, na nila. When we started it all, I tried to tell them, Tom, what's happening? I don't have the money. You start trying to do what's your best, go around and go to the businessmen. Nobody listens to us, actually. Nobody. So we continue to do the things we need to do because we understand that out of the 80 barangays, most of the barangay captains are actually with the administration.
Yes.
And eventually, there were only 4 were left. So, maotong mga tawhana nga nitabang sa BOPK in a way, but I would say 76 of the barangay captains are not with us. So, what we did is, niadto mi sa ground, we don't have much pulong-pulong daghang tao because we cannot go to the barangay complex because we are not allowed to use it. So what we did, niadto mi sa mga balay, and then we went to the ground.
So nag-door-to-door campaign?
Door-to-door campaign, handshaking, and then there were big families. We visited the big families. And then, that's it. Then, well, of course, I have scholars. They helped me a lot. And then, ang gibayran na mo, mga canvasser nga ginagmay, gibayran na mo ang what we say, ang mga watchers, and that's what we did. And eventually, people realized that I think the platform that what we introduced to them is actually working within their hearts. Because we were telling them that, look, BOPK will be giving you programs that will be sustainable, madugay. If you're going to receive the money, the rice, every week, then, kadiyot pa kayo na. The money, which is 4,000 per person, mawa ra gyapon na. So ang among nabantayan, nasud na silang dughan, and when they received the money, there was this a mantra which I asked them, tukba ang paon, iluwa ang taga. So that works.
Leading to election day, Mayor, most of the political tension was really between the other two big political camps, Kusog and Partido Barog. BOPK is staying mum about these controversies and issues nga naghilom-hilom ramo. Would you say that this has also somehow contributed nga ang mga tao di na gusto gubot?
That's correct, Andrea. That's correct. We know that on the ground. So iniglamano na mo yun sa sir, nagsigim na silag away. And then, we'd realize nga, di silang ganahan sa away. So, we continue to do the things that we need to do. Then now we are victorious actually.
Mayor, I've heard that you've already met with Governor-elect Baricuatro. This was yesterday. And in fact, mga kauban, she will also be one of our panelists this Tuesday morning. We'll welcome her in a bit. But so far, kamusta man inyong first meeting with the governor's transition team?
Well, I was not able to meet the transition team, but I was able to meet GovPam. So it's more of a introduction of myself to her, and gikan sa iya pa doon sa ako. It's not more of unsay plano namo, but there are some things that we have mentioned, and like 93-1, like BRT, like MCWD, and these are things that we might probably consider working with.
Pero wala pa mo yung mga concrete steps how to collaborate on these issues, especially kani 93-1 og BRT, Mayor.
That's correct. Nothing, but it was very positive.
Unsa imuhang first priority projects or plans, Mayor, iniglingkod na nimo sa imuhang office?
Ako ning gi-mention, Andrea, ang first good is to find ways to get more revenues. Kaya I understand that being a businessman, to run a business, you need to have funds. So that's why the first thing that I'm going to do is to revenue generation, mangita ta og kwarta. And without raising taxes, by way of collection efficiency. The other one would be streamlining the City Hall operations. Because kay bauta nga muadto ta sa City Hall, kung yan naatay pangayoon or i-request like permits, it will take much time. So ato nang pangitaag paagi nga I was contemplating that when you are going to go City Hall and then you're going to have something like renewal of permits, the renewal of permits should be released at least a day. 1 day, that would be finished. That's my promise.
Okay. How about kaning ato ang long overdue nga CCMC, Mayor?
Okay. This is CCMC. Istorya mi ganina ni Anton. I was telling Anton, look, 12 years ago, nagsugod ang CCMC together with 2 hospitals. Nahuman na 2 years after ang duha ka hospital. Until now, wala pa. We're still on the 3rd floor. We have only about 150 beds. I promise with 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎 and the rest of the team that we are going to finish CCMC maximum on 1 year.
1 year.
1 year maximum. So that we can give healthcare and hospitalization benefits atong mga katawan. And this is the goal. Our goal would be healthcare and hospitalization for the city constituents, especially for the poor, would be free. That is our main goal.
Unsa maning mahitabo sa multiple contractors sa CCMC, Mayor?
This is the one that we're trying to look into right now because we don't really know. 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺 klaro nga contractor because I understand there are about 4 contractors. So we need to clear it out with the consultants or the designers kung kinsa man yung responsibility if ever there would be something that's happening in the, let's say, construction sa structural, architectural, whatever, electrical, so that we will have what we call as a construction audit. So after the construction audit, we will know what is made to be done, and including the budget. And after that, probably we'll have about 3 months. Then we're going to go to start the construction already.
In terms of manpower sa Cebu City Hall, Mayor, do we expect if not major but kanang dako jud nga overhaul sa mga empleyado sa Cebu City Hall under your leadership?
Okay, I would like to share with you the things that I have learned yesterday. We have about 10,000 plus employees in the City Hall. 10,000 plus. So what we're going to do, we'll have a meeting with the group today. What we plan is status quo for the moment.
Status quo.
Status quo in the sense that we're going to check. Naabot ay kwarta? Because I understand there are a lot of complaints right now nga ang atong mga empleyado, especially the job orders, wala sila masweldohin. So that's the first thing. And we are going to check unsa man gyoy mga job description sa mga tao nga nasa City Hall.
Okay.
So from there we can act already. But for the moment, I would suggest to the team that we are going to have a status quo.
Makahatag mo og time frame as to how many months ni mag-remain ang status quo, Mayor?
Maybe a maximum of 3 months.
3 months. Okay.
And probably the shortest time would be a month.
Okay. Mayor, one of the projects no nga inyong na-mention, especially together with Vice Mayor-elect 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎, is this continued partnership in terms of strengthening the BPO industry. I'm not sure if you've heard about the news that went viral yesterday about this alleged ongoing scam sa pipila ka mga BPOs dinhi sa Cebu City particularly. How would you address this matter?
Right now, I will not comment on that because we haven't received any actually official report that's coming from the police, but I have heard about it. But certainly I cannot comment on that. Probably in the next few days, no? Kay dili pa man ko mayor, no? Urag musapaw unya ako. At but the point is what we're trying to do now is to sit down probably with Mayor Garcia because we have I have a letter yesterday that possible we'll have a meeting within this week to discuss things about transition, and I will also discuss the mayor about this problem.
Sa City Council, Mayor, we have also an interesting mix no of councilors. Murag represented yun ang mga political parties. What kind of leadership are you going to portray to ensure unity amidst these differences?
I would like to tell you that 3 days ago, we have a meeting of all the councilors.
Mga nadaog.
Nga nakadaog.
Okay, how was it?
There was an understanding that we are going to help each other.
Okay.
But we don't know yet how are we going to, take action on that. But basically, Mayor 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎, the Vice Mayor, made that first action already. Okay? So that for the meantime, kana lang una, but you will see that there would be a different kind of handling of how things should be done, like the chairmanship. Sa una, wala gyud ang party ka minority, wala gyud ka zero. But now it would be different. How different is that? You will see that in the next few weeks.
You mentioned earlier, Mayor, that one of your top priorities is really kaning ang panudlanan no sa dakbayan sa Cebu.
That's correct.
What have we been doing wrong di ay nga angay natong i-improve in terms of our resources?
One problem, I haven't got into this, but I understand from the meetings that we had during the time when Mayor Mike wanted to increase the taxes. There was some information that's coming from the city assessor that we can do, increase the revenue by not, increasing the taxes, but just collection. There's so many things that we need to collect that we were not able to collect. But what is that? That is the thing that we are going to discuss.
Kagahapon mo naka-mention to si outgoing Cebu City Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia, Mayor, na he welcomes the 24/7 nga Cebu City Hall, but he'd also suggest nga mas maayos ko nung fully digital ang services sa city government. Your thoughts on that?
I would support that, but at least pag so good, I think there would be a transition. So, I would be very happy that the mayor would be part of that team in discussing that in the future. Certainly, we're going to go to that point.
All right, sige. Because daghan tanong sa toong friends from the media, you're all eager to also personally ask your questions for Mayor-elect Nestor Archival Sr. And mga kauban, we have to apologize no, but the mayor also has to go to another appointment for this transition meeting no at 10:30, so we'll also have to leave in a bit. So at this point, we'll open the floor for questions for our friends from the media. Please do not hesitate to approach the mic stand to your right, and do not forget to state your name and the organization that you represent.
Good morning.
Okay, sorry.
Good morning, Mayor-elect 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎 of Sunstar Cebu. So you mentioned kaganina, Mayor, ang bahin sa 93-1 BRT o MCWD. I would just like to go with the 93-1. Before sa election, ang Kapitolyo under ni outgoing Governor Gwendolyn Garcia kay matod ba resolved na kuno ning 93-1 human sa pagtap niya sa pag-ibig. On your end, Mayor, gusto nimo nga tumanon to ang 2016 o 2017 niya deal from the Cebu City and Capital with na-elect naman si Pamela Baricuatro, since wala pa magimoy mention regarding sa ni siya. On your end, as the Mayor of Cebu City soon, what is your goal, ani, Mayor?
Well, I was saying sa pag yun ng election that the 93-1 is already owned by the city. Ang tag-iyaan na ang syudad because we have that agreement already with the city and the provincial government na natay exchange. So the lot of the SRP, I think there were 2 hectares and you have a lot in lot 27. Yan natay lot sa Konsolasyon atong dihatag nila, and the 93-1 lot iyang gihatag nato. So ang akong punto, ako ning balikon, the owner of the lot 93-1 is actually the city government. And preliminarily, nagstorya ni Gob, ingon siya i-honor niya ang whatever agreement with the city and the provincial government. So what we need to do right now is to sit down with homeowners, and we are going to set the price, which we actually put a price of what we call as the Urban Housing Act na socialized housing prices. So, muna ni atong tanawon.
Mayor, hypothetical lang ni siya. If ever nga si Governor Gwendolyn gyapon ang na-elect, murag tanaw ba ninyo if ikaw ang ma-elect as mayor, wagi progress aning 93-1?
That's correct. That's correct because ang iyang kong punto nga dili ta pwede makapagamay because there is a zoning. But ang ato manggong agreement is kaning agreement nato between the homeowners o sa city, which kita na yung nag-own nga urban housing. Mo na atong punto gyud. Og 76,000 per square meter ang atong ihatag nila. Unsaon nila pagabayad? At the same time, kung imo nang i-apply sa pag-ibig, di magyud na ma-accept sa pag-ibig because pag-ibig has requirements. Okay? na requirement ng pag-ibig, na kinahanglan na road right of way, na sizes, but there's no right of way. Kadaghanan, wa gyud na road right of way nga dako. And ang atong mga tao nga supposed to be mo apply, kinahanglan na itrabaho at certain, nasa siya certain sweldo, nga gitan-aw, nga minimum. Wa man. So it will not be, I think, di gyud na mahitabo. Kung mahitabo gani na ang korte mo ay mo ingon niya na proceed.
Amir, how about tong lately lang is nanay nalihok ang province na to, which is ang pag-ibig nanay gi-award nga mga loan agreements with the homeowners maybe sa kalunasan or kopra siguro to. What will happen to them nga naman sila napirmahan?
No, basically that is just a what we call an application approved. They haven't started it yet. Ilan lang nang i-comply because nahadlock sila. But take note, out of the 6,000 families which are occupying the area, only 17. Pilang ka persento lang na. It's more of nakuyawan sila nga, basig tangtangon sila within the area.
So, bali, Mayor, maka-assure ba ta sa mga nagpuyo nga, no demolition gyud ang mga lugar?
Yes, we can assure them that there's no demolition.
Adding lang ko aning another topic lang, Mayor, sa BRT, which is project ni Vice Mayor elect karon ni 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎. Unya next year mahuman man gud ang loan na sa World Bank or ma-expire niya. Ang DOTR Secretary si Vince Dizon nagplano nga mag-PPP, Public Private Partnership nga agreement. Unsay take ninyo ni para ma-progress gid ni ang Cebu Bus Rapid Transit nga pila na ka years delay gid siya?
No, we have the money already actually. And that money is there to be used. What we need to do is to complete the plans, if you bid it, then you take action on that. And if there are some requirements nga atong i-update ang loan agreement, then we will update that. But take note that this is not at the city level. Ang DOTR mo ay naa din ha ang kwarta.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Earl. Next question, please.
The Mayor-elect 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎, we want to ask you about carbon market because those are one of the big issues as well. There were, I think, a group of former carbon market vendors who were really happy with your election as Mayor of Cebu City. So we want to know about what your plans are going to be like for bringing back siguro these more than 7,000 or 4,000 plus nga mga vendors nga who were, well, let's say displaced from the carbon market.
Okay, what we're going to do is sit down with Megawatt, and then I would like to ask for something like a renegotiation, because the way I understood in that contract, it's one-sided, and it's in the contract that the prices is mandated by the tarifa, which is already revised. So nigawas nga every time the vendors will get inside that area, they will pay a certain amount. And I understand also nga ang 6,000 or let's say 4,000 lang, di gid na masud sa within the area. And I would expect na ang atong mga vendors ilan nang himuon nga either 3 ships or 2 ships. Now, the moment they get inside, niya mubayad sila, and what happens kung di mahurot ang ilang tinda, kwaong pagbalik. Then, pagbalik na sa nila, mubayad na po. So, this is something that we need to sit down with them because we cannot say that tangtango na mo imong kontrata. The contract is there already. We will need to respect it. But the point is, para na ako, I need to consult it with the council. Then I think we need to renegotiate. Nga dili sa matangtangan ang atong mga vendors o kanang kinabuhian. At the same time, dili mo mahal kayo ang atong mga prices sa carbon. Because if you're going to look at the taripa, okay? Mumahal kayo. Can just imagine right now ang usa ka banira nga isda. Bayad lang kag 30 pesos. Unya, the moment it would be, it's already approved actually. 300 pesos ang usa ka banira. So, grabe, I would expect that kung the contract would be the same, we can expect that the carbon market is more expensive than that of the other small markets all over the city. And this is not something good for us, actually, everybody.
One of the major, this is just a follow-up, one of the major reasons why the push for modernization was complaints over the waste that you would see from carbon market. I don't know if we were able to hear from you a while ago what your plans are with waste management, especially considering 10,000 personnel in capital. Imagine the amount of waste being produced. So what would your plans for waste management look like?
The 10,000 is actually the City Hall employees, actually. Now, the carbon market is different. Now, the carbon market waste is more on what we call as biodegradable. Actually, I get 3,000 kilos every day. I composted it and I have proven it that it works. So, ang atong buhaton, which I am asking the Solid Waste Management Board, is to separate the collection of the waste of the carbon market. Kay dali raman kay na siyang i-process. But the problem is they don't like to segregate. They just don't follow the law. Labay because mas ganahan sila mahal ang atong bayaran. Di ba? So what we're going to do is there would be a separate waste management collection sa carbon market because most of these are what we call as biodegradable. When ang biodegradable, magamit man nato as a resource. Mo na atong buhaton.
So, i-institutionalize ni mo, Mayor, ang kaning composting?
That's correct. Yes, we are going to institutionalize composting because, again, we're spending about 600 million pesos just to throw garbage in the landfill. And landfilling is not good. Now, according to the law, at least 10% lang ang atong malabay sa landfill. But right now, we're throwing a volume in amount of 500,000 to 700 tons a day. And each ton, we pay 3,000 pesos. Now, let us say, mingon lang ta, minimum of 500,000 tons a day, multiplied by 3,000. We're throwing 1.5 million pesos every single day. And I'd like to share with you, the revenue that we can collect from garbage is only 100 million pesos. So nigawas nga daghan patag na patay pangitaonon nga hingan lang ang amount of 500 million.
Next, please. Before the question, of course, no, mga kauban, we would also like to acknowledge the arrival of our second panelist. Welcome back and congratulations, Governor-elect Pamela Baricuatro of the Provincial Government of Cebu. In a bit, no, we'll also hear from Governor-elect Pamela. And of course, I'd also like to acknowledge my partner, Sir Eric Espina. Magbuntag diha kanimo, sir. All right, your question, please.
Good morning, Mayor. So, I'm Pinky Randina, intern from CDN Digital. So, my question is, sa press con gahapon with the outgoing Mayor Raymond Garcia, nangayo siya og consideration sa imong administration pohon nga ipadayon ang pipila sa mga key projects na iyan na nasugdan sama sa pagtukod og additional schools, mga super health centers, completion sa CCMC. So, what is your response about these appeals, Mayor?
Certainly, I would agree with the mayor. I will support. I will continue to do what is right, especially kung naay budget. Ang problema magod, we have a lot of projects that we have started, and we don't know kung naabad na ay budget nga makakontinue. Just like CCMC. Ang CCMC, until now, it's not finished yet because ang atong gihimo gichap-chap na to ang budget. So what we want to know, if there are funds, the moment there are funds, we push for it and we put a completion date.
Okay. Next question, Mayor. Kay going back sa digital app lang with the proposed plan ni Mayor Raymond Garcia, no? So he mentioned about this. Then this could possibly kaniang have an overhead cost, especially sa paggamit sa kuryente, sa kaniang pay sa employees, no, especially when it's 24/7. So what are your thoughts about this, Mayor?
The 24-hour, the Mayor of the Night?
Yes.
Okay, the Mayor of the Night is a concept actually conceived by Mayor Tommy, and I supported it kanagyong fully because although we might probably have additional manpower and overhead. That's fine. But take note that these plans are actually more on the service that you are going to give to the what we call as the BPO industry. And we should understand that the BPO industry is one of the drivers of economy in the city and in the province of Cebu. Ang nato lang, wala nato sila masuportay pag-ayo. And take note, during our meeting sa BPO industry, they wanted to do more. Meaning to say, gusto sila mo increase sa ilang manpower and they need help from us, from the city government. Of course, I think from the provincial government, which of course si GovPam would be very supportive. So ang atong buhaton is, we will do whatever we can to support the BPO industry. Now, this overhead might be very little compared to the advantages that we can get out from this initiative. But take note that we cannot do it right away. We could start from the services, local services, sa LGU services sa atong city government. And if it would be, working, and I think it will be working, we will now be going to talk with the national government like LTO, NBI, and all the other, national offices to help in that aspect also.
Thank you, Mayor. So have you already thought about which programs or initiatives from the current administration na imuhang ganahan ipadayon, Mayor, and kanang which ones man kahani ug unsa man ang ato ang basihan sa pagpili kung unsay ipadayon or usbon?
Now, if you're going to look at the City Hall services, you start from education. These are the services or these are the programs started by the BUPK. Ang problema lang, it was altered. Like, for example, sa services, let's say, sa kanang paghatag o education, kanang scholarship. The essence of the ordinance nato, kanang tanang bata nga mo-graduate og high school sa public school, automatic ni siyang mahimong scholar sa syudad. But right now, na-alter siya because ilang ang gihimo nga ang bata pa-eksaminon pa. And the second requirement is very difficult, that the parents, the mother and the father, should have a BIR certification nga ang mama o papa dili makagasto, meaning to say gamay kaayo og sweldo. Now, during the deliberation, it is very difficult for the councilors to determine kana bitawng pila ang threshold, pila ang kinahanglan na maka-eskwela ang bata. So, during the deliberation, na-agree ang tanang konsehal nga ang tanan nga bata nga graduate sa high school, sa public school, kinahanglan automatic nga maskalar. Karon daghan kayong mga bata nga wa kay eskwela because ang mama niya gibiyahan sa papa. And then di siya kakuha certification sa papa kay wa man niya. Okay? Now the other thing is CHAM, hospitalization benefits. More or less na kay 30,000. This is the program which is actually being conceptualized by the BUPK. Then ilan lang i-continue. Then the problem is, wala ma-manage pag-ayo because wala man mabayre. So, sumud ka wa mabayre, ang atong LOA, dili na i-owner sa mga hospital. So, di na taka avail sa hospitalization. So, these are the things that are being followed and being pursued with the government of Mayor Mike and of course Mayor Garcia. But basically, these are the programs na atong i-enhance pa during our time. Ikin sa may nag-conceptualize. The other thing, look at this. There is what we call a program. We call the program as the Long Life Program. The Long Life Program sa city government is giving free medicines sa tanan nga mga tao nga naay sakit. And we are giving these medicines every day, door to door, sa tanan nga mga tao nga naay sakit, na free. Karon nothing, zero. So muna, ang mga senior citizens, especially mo inapiktuhan ani, na problema because ang ilang programa or ang ilang financial assistance nga supposed to be ihatag kada buwan, ihatag man every 3 months. So katong every 3 months, ilatong utangon, ibayad, ipalit og tablitas. So na problema ang programa. So again, most of the programs which are actually right now in City Hall is being conceptualized and being pushed through by the BOPK team. Ang ako lang is i-improve na to more and enhance na to para we call that ma-efficiently delivered to the constituents.
That's all from me, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, to our friends from the media, in the interest of time, if we can limit to one question and one follow-up question, thank you for understanding because Mayor Archival has to leave by 10 a.m. Thank you.
Good morning to the panel. Guia Navarro from CCTN Channel 47. Mayor Archival, na-mention kagahapon ni Mayor Garcia during the press con nga, not only nga unta lang slipis ang City Hall, including ang pipila ka mga ahensya sa gobyerno. With your proposal, open pa sa nga maki-coordinate with the other government agencies nga unta, parehason sa inyong proposal nga himo nga 24/7 ang operations para sa mga, para ma-accommodate sa mga nanarbaho o gabi. Thank you.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. So ang point lang nato, unahon nato ang services sa local government, sa LGU, sa Cebu City. But eventually, atong buhaton is we are going to ask the national offices to join. And what is important there is where should it be put. Mao nay usa sa mga question nga gipangutana sa BPO industry. And what we plan is that we are not going to put that in City Hall. We're going to put that somewhere very near din his IT park of Cebu Business Park. Yeah. Para mulabang lang sila. Dili na sila muadto sa City Hall.
One follow-up lang regarding sa nagi pangutan na ganiya bahin sa operational expenses for the Mayor of the Night. Makaya ba sa atong sa resources from the City Hall aron mapunduhan ang una additional empleyado nga mo'y manarbaho ni kagabi and ang mamahimong operation in general, kuryente o uban pa?
Sure. Ato na nang natanaw because if you are going to look the City Hall situation, mas daghan ang waste kaysa nagamit. So if we're going to use the funds efficiently, certainly we can have budget on that. But again, take note that this is not full operation. Okay? If we have an office somewhere in Cebu Business Park, an IT park, what we plan is we will ask the Ayala developers to provide us with a place. That's the first thing that we're going to do. And probably the city government will be the one to pay the overhead like the power, water, and all the utilities. But we can probably use some of the employees. Take note that we have 10,000 employees of City Hall. 10,000. And probably we could use some of those and then put that in that Mayor of the Night office. But certainly we have funds. Ang ako nang gisulti ganina, the expense that we are going to incur, okay, mas dako pa ang benefits nga atong makuha from this industry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gian. Next question, please.
Mayong buntag, Mayor Bombo June Salde sa Bombo Radio. Unang pangutana, human sa eleksyon ni Consid ayon si 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺 si outgoing Mayor Raymond Garcia ni Consid po nga napildi siya. Pero hangtod ron sa Mike Rama daw sa di pa man gyapon makadawat nga napildi siya gani gipatun-an ron sa mga abogado kung ano napildi siya, kung kinahanglan mo file protest mo file siya. Daw sa nabalik sa panumduman ba nato pagka 2016 nga matod pa niya yang kontra wa nga pa niya nakakadaog yang gi-refer sa 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺 daw sa nabiktima daw sa hocus pocus. O say comment mo ni Mayor kayo pag antuno siya gisulti daw sa gipalabas nga natikasan siya.
Yeah, I respect sa iyang gisulti. Kung sa iyong opinion, I respect that. It might be imagination, ha? That the other thing is that nanay giihap na, nakadaog na ko. So, ang akong punto karon is, I will be focusing on what are the things I need to do than ako nang huna-unaon ang gisulti ni Mayor Mike.
Ikaduha pangutan na Mayor. Na mga spekulasyon nga si Nestor Archival mura kung magkabaw gihigtan ang ilong og PC. Bira-biraho di 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺. Bot pasabot daw sa magsunod-sunod na daw ka ni Vice Mayor 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺 og unsay iyang mga desisyon. Na unsa to pagpasabot ang mga tao nga si Nestor Archival isip bag-ong mayor sa Cebu City, dunay kaugalingon nga baruganan og desisyon unsa pagdumala ang kagamanan sa Dakbayan sa Sugbo, Mayor?
I have known Tommy Osmeña for the last 25 years. Pagkamigo na mo ni Tommy, akong kitanaw ni Tommy ang kayuhan ragyod sa syudad. There was never a time nga masulti si Tommy nga ato ning himuon nga makadaot. Now, I know Tommy is a visionary, and I know I'm an action guy. So what we actually agreed is that we're going to do that together. Now, again, ang among gobyerno, ang gobyerno nato nga gitanaw together with the councilors is should be collaborative kanang magistorya. Di na pwede nga ug unsay akong gusto unya mo akong buhaton. So the point is we respect each other and we know that our goal is for the good of the city. Wa gyud ko kakita og usa ka action ni Tommy nga makadaot sa syudad sa Cebu. Now whatever Tommy thinks, ug unsay angay na akong buhaton, and then we will promise to you that we're going to deliver it in such a way nga di madaot ang syudad. Mauna gyud na, I mean, ngano man nga makaingon mo higtan ang akong ilong. Meaning to say, ang gusto ni Tommy, sige, ato ning ihatag nga project sa contractor nga akong amigo. Might be like that. But then again, I don't see that point nga unsay iyang gusto, iyang himuon para makadaot sa syudad sa Cebu.
Last na kayo, ma'am.
Sige, kay daghan pag
Mayor,
nagpaabot.
long overdue na kayo ng problema sa 93-1. Nabe assurance o bakalaong ba ang mga beneficiary sa 93-1 nga ubos sa imong pamunuan o ubos po sa pamunuan ni Governor-elect Pam Baricuatro, matagaan na o kasulbaran ang issue sa 93-1. Kaya dugay na kayo problema, Mayor?
That's correct. Now, Gov Pam is here. Ang usas naka-hamper sa pag-push through with the 93-1 ownership sa mga occupants is ang atong provincial government. Because after the agreement was being, consummated, ang atong mga title sa yuta, tuwa na sa probinsya. Ang title sa 93-1, nananato. So that's very clear. But somebody from the city government gikuha ang atong title, gihatag dito pagbalik sa provincial government. Mao na mingon ang provincial government, "Whoops, naana mo ang title amo ni." But they don't realize that the agreement is already done, completed na. So, mao na nagka-problema ang mga tao because sa provincial government maingon man siya nga, "Uy, amo pa man ning yuta." Now, if there would now be a harmony between the city government and the provincial government of how to handle this, then of course this will now push through. Kaya naklaro naman kayo nga ang 93-1 ang tag-iyang syudad. Okay? So I would expect, naaman si Governor-elect Pam, siguro usa na sa imong ipangutana ni Governor Pam.
Salamat nga.
Inabit atong patubagon na si Governor-elect Pam regarding the issue.
Ang ako lang yun ani nga I will honor kung unsay mga previous agreements sa previous governors before nako, no? Because that's one good sign of leadership good nga ang imo mga predecessors sa imo sang i-honor, no? Especially kana nga particular case, Mayor, kana 93-1. So there was already a prior agreement between a previous governor and the mayor. So ato nang i-honor. Yeah, and not to worry, Mayor, I will collaborate with you, and my lawyers are looking, my team of lawyers are already looking into that.
Thank
So,
you.
That's it.
Next question. Can we have last two questions, please?
Good morning, Mayor. 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎 from the Manila Times and My TV Cebu. Congratulations.
Thank you.
As an engineer, I know to have a heart for science. So actually, this question is relayed to me from a professor from University of the Philippines, Cebu. He wanted to know, Mayor, what are your plans to support these startup innovations here in Cebu?
Well, part of the thing that we're trying to discuss in the group of BOPK, we're going to have something like an incubation hub in each of the universities of Cebu, especially in EI and also in robotics. Muna yung atong gitanaw. So how to do that, we could probably ask your help, because what we need to do is to come up with something that is beyond right now sa atong nahimo. But robotics and EI is of course the future. Kung dili ta ana mo embrace, then we will be behind.
So maybe these innovations, Mayor, will be also be important parts of our Mayor of the Night.
Yes, certainly.
Thank you, Kaiser. Next question. I'd like to insert this question, Mayor. This is from Angie of Radio Pilipinas. Na ako'y question for Mayor-elect Archival about lang sa bugas na tag 20, if ipadayon ba daw nimo, Mayor?
Yes, actually, kanang bugas nga 20, I will be very supportive on that. Okay, I mean that is my opinion, but I'm going to discuss this with the group, no? Because I understand nga ang city government, no, mo nay akong pagkakuha, which I'm not sure yet. There are some informations that being relayed to me nga nami meeting karong within this week sa Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
That they're willing to share the 20 pesos. Unsa ang mechanics, it's something like this. 10 pesos ang city government, 10 pesos ang ila. So what we're going to sell this to the poor.
Okay.
But the 10 pesos inikahalin mobalik man. So para nako, this would be good for everybody, especially sa mga tao nga mga pobre. Nya tarungon lang gyud siya pag-distribute. So mo na akong punto.
Okay.
Yan na naman ang programa. Nya kung atong balibaran, I think this would be disadvantageous to us, especially sa atong mga katauhan because wala man tay gasto kung imong tan-awon.
Last one, Mayor. This one is from one of our viewers, 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺. How the new mayor as an environmentalist would address the recent MCWD contracts at watershed areas and the ground extraction of water for a so-called desalination plant, its impact to the soil integrity, aquifer, and brine at the estuary.
Okay, I would be supporting magkuha gyud taog tubig sa ground. I mean, kanang surface ba? Because right now, ang gihimo sa mga suppliers sa atong bulk water kadaghanan is groundwater extraction. Kunya nakabantay ta, there was some reports already, I think it's verified, that the water somewhere in capital is already salty. Kung salty gani na, in order ang imong imnon, kinahanglan imo nang i-process, and that is very expensive. Now, ang atong areas, ang akong gisulti about MCWD, which is I'm very concerned, is that we need to find water from the ground. Because kay bawag yun ta, nga iniguan, perting daghanas tubig, and it gives us disadvantage. Diba kay mag-flooding man. So ang atong tubig, open na to sa tap, why tubig? Pero sa ilawom, Sir Eric, perting daghanas tubig, nga makadaot na to. We need to harness those. Now, ang atong punto karon, I understand that the non-revenue water pertig yung dakua. In fact, katunga siguro sa masupply sa MCWD every day. Now, if we are going to, if you're going to find ways na mananaog nato ang non-revenue water, then this is another source of water. So, ang atong mga areas where nga atong angay nga dili tangtang di ta magkuha og extraction, then ato nang i-minimize. So again, my point is find water which is very less. Because karon ang akong concern sa MCWD, which I'm going to express this right now with the GovPam, kay of course coming duha na may power to to find ways nga matabangan ang MCWD. In fact, na may power nga makabutang og mga directors. Ang MCWD is para nako naa sa pinaka problema because we are buying water in the tune of something like 70 pesos per cubic meters. But we are selling this at 25. So ni gawas, in the next few years, kung dili na ito ni matambalan, patay, mabankrupt ang MCWD. So we need, with GovPam, of course, and in the office, kinahanglan pangitaan ni nato paagi because the moment mabankrupt ang MCWD, maproblema ang entire syudad sa Cebu. Now, if mabankrupt, we can expect that it would be privatized na. Now, if it would be privatized, what happens? Umahalog sa mon. That is the thing that akong gitanaw.
Last but not the least, for the record, Mayor, asa man ta magsinulog karong January?
Ang sinulog, balik diri sa city. Okay?
Alright, daghan kayong salamat for your time, Mayor. We would like to give you the opportunity to also give your closing statement, imong mensahe ngadto sa tanang mga nisuporta nimo, and also your message to your fellow public servants under your administration.
Yeah, okay. First, I would like
Mayor, i-appeal sad nga niya si Governor Pam. Usay message po nimo niya.
Yeah, okay. First, ako lang pasalamatan si Gob Pam nga naka-adto gyud ko sa ilang nindot nga balay. Yeah, that's very welcoming. Yeah. Well, although what we discuss og detalya og unsang project ka among gitan-aw, nag-discuss lang may some. But happy kayo ko nga positive kayo ang outcome sa among gamay nga meeting. Salamat kayo Gob Pam, no? Ug ang iyang mga team, no? I was impressed, no? Super. Nga wa pa gani kompleto na ang iyang mga team, no? Ang ako murag gilinya pa go, no? So, well, regarding sa pasalamat, gabi naghimo mi og victory party and I was able to express sa thanks sa akong mga kauban, but more particularly ni Tommy Osmeña og si Ma'am Margot ug sa iyang pamilya, because ang pamilya manggod nga BUPK gitan-aw nato nga siya manggoy amahan, si Margot Osmeña mo'y mama inahan. Kanya the entire party, ang mga grupo including tong mga karaan, akong ipasalamatan kay sila man gyud nag-endorse nako. The second is ang akong, well, of course, ang akong pamilya nga ni-support nako, especially ang akong anak nga ni Adere, si Nathaniel, ug ang among grupo sa scholars, grupo sa kumpanya nako nga any systems, because sa tinuod lang ang akong kumpanya mo'y nagtabang gyud sa pag-fund gyud sa akong campaign, ang NARP, ang Nestor Archival Rescue and Fire, ug ang tanan nga mga barangay captains, especially the 4 barangay captains nga nitabang. Ako lang gihinganlan si Barangay Captain Kirk sa Nayawan, Barangay Captain Gingging sa Malahog, Barangay Captain Irene sa Tipadilla, ug ang Barangay Captain sa Talamban ni si Cap Dario. Ug ang tanan nga mga staff yun sa mga konsihal nga napildi nga nitabang nato, ug ang mga barangay leaders nga nitabang. So we were able to make it, and thank you for that. And ang akong request sa atong mga kauban nga nakadaog, including of course sa BUPK o sa atong mga kauban, we are going to serve Cebu City. We're not going to serve the party. So what we will do is I would like to ask them na we will do what is best for the city, not for sa atong kaugalingon or sa party. That's it.
Atong pakpakan si Mayor-elect Nestor Archival Sr. of the City of Cebu. Thank you so much, Mayor. Nituman gid ko sa akong saad nga. You can leave by 10 a.m. Salamat kaayo, Mayor. And hopefully this will not be your last, no? Guesting diri sa ato ang Openline News Media Forum. So, mga kauban, please do not go away because in a bit also, no, we will also find out unsa man sad ang sunod nga mga lakang ni Governor-elect Pamela Baricuatro alang sa probinsya sa Cebu. So please don't go away. No, we're just gonna escort si Mayor-elect Nestor Archival in a bit, and Openline News Media Forum will be right back.
Picture.
And we're back mga kauban. Thank you for patiently waiting, no? And for tuning in gihapon sa Openline News Media Forum here on MyTV Cebu. We've welcomed her earlier. We're gonna welcome her back again. Welcome and congratulations, Governor-elect of the province of Cebu, Pamela Baricuatro.
My buntag, Andrea, and also Eric, salamat kaayo sa inyong pag-invite na ako, no? Like, I feel like an Openline is part of my journey good from start to finish.
Gov, I asked this question to Mayor-elect Nestor Archival a while ago. If you can paint us a picture of your experience during the canvassing or the tallying of election returns, no, during those hours, tell us where you were, how you were feeling, your thought process during those moments.
You know, I said it to one of the journalists, no, ko nga, good things happen to those who wait. So I really waited, you know. So it was kind of thrilling, good, exciting, and I was just trying to contain everybody nga unta dili magkagubot dito because some of the DDS group were getting impatient na gyud, no? So I was just trying to appease everybody nga kuan lang ta, let's just wait. So but it was ana na gyud, I let go and I let God. They will be done, Lord, kung unsa man gani ni.
Were you the one who was monitoring the election results online? Kay compared to Mayor Nestor, ingon siya nga, he refused daw to monitor kay grabe ang kakulba. Wa daw siya ni answer og calls, no? Until nagpusot-pusot na gid ang mga tawag. How about for you?
No, we were in Golden Prince that time hotel. We were in one room, so we were monitoring it the screen. But I was just trying to be calm and cool about it. But of course, like Mayor Nestor, no kulba sad biya.
A lot of people would describe this gubernatorial race as a David versus Goliath fight. Was this expected at all in your end?
Yeah, I think I'm David without a sling. It's more like it, no, because our resources were limited, you know, and as you know, we had no mayor. There's only one mayor, no, and no congressman, no barangay captains, no. So it was really that kind of fight. But somebody said, one journalist said, it's I'm like a dragon slayer or something.
So unsa may sekreto nimo, Gov Pam?
Yeah,
How did you win these elections?
Just be myself and just be kind. Simple raman. Yeah, so ano lang, just present myself as I am, you know, like most you see my videos nga, I really went to the people, to the grassroots, and gave my message to them, and thank God, you know, they accepted me. So ana ra gyud, simple ra gyud, everything is just simple, no pageantry, nothing, you know. If you've seen my meeting the Avance, if you've seen my katong rally starts a rally, no, it's just a simple event. Thank you.
As we all know, Govno, every government official has his or her supporters and critics. Although the administration of outgoing Cebu Provincial Governor 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗀 hasn't been flawless, there are also people who would say na naaman sa jud siya natabang, no, sa probinsya sa Cebu, especially during her first few terms, no, daghan sila gipang highlight. And people would also say that not just si Governor Gwen, but the past governors of Cebu, that you have huge shoes to fill. Do you feel pressured to accomplish this task?
Yeah, especially that I got highest vote, no, a very big mandate from the people. So it's really also on my part, I really have to do what I promised that I will do. So, but I don't want to be comparing myself to the past governor, but I will just do the best I can for the people. Kaya nisaad ko, nanaad ko, so ako nang buhaton.
Would you find it challenging, Gov Pam, to gather the support of all the mayors, provincial board members, especially given the fact nga kadaghanan gihapon sa mga nakadaog nga mga mayor, vice mayor, mga board members, sakop gihapon sa One Cebu. So how will you consolidate everyone para ma-achieve gihapon nato ang quote-unquote unity, no, sa provincial government?
It would be challenging, but there's another C, collaboration. Yeah, I will do the best I can, whatever I can, to collaborate myself, to collaborate with them. Yeah.
Na ba kayo nakatagbo nga mga mayors after your victory, ma'am?
Oh yeah. I met already even some counselors. So just say hello lang to them. Nothing official or something like
Di
that.
ba siya formal meeting?
Wala lang. Oh, just getting to know.
How about imuhang tandem na karon nga si Vice Governor-elect Glenn Soko? Have you met with him already? I believe sa imong interview with Karen Davila, you mentioned that you were supposed to have a meeting with him. Did this push through?
No. I have not met with him.
Wala pa.
I have not
Okay.
met with him. But I would be, sooner or later, I will get to meet him. And I'm so happy nga sa iyang mga interviews, niingon siya nga is willing to work with me. And definitely on my part, para sa katauhan o para sa probinsya sa Cebu, I will do everything I can that nga we get along and we can work together really well.
Last question for me, ma'am. Healthcare man gyud no ang imuhang major priority. Mo ni imong ginasigi og mention sa imong last two guestings sa atong Openline News Media Forum. So, how are you going to translate this into action? What's your first step?
Ang ato ang buhaton anino sa ato ang healthcare problem diri sa Cebu no, ang ato yung butangan og mga tambal ang mga hospitals, and we are working on it now. My team's working on it now, and we're still looking into the appropriations na atong mahatag right away paglingkod nato. And also ang ato ang mga katong si ambulance, we're also working on it no, for the islands of Camotes and Bantayan Island. So we're working on it, ang medications, and the doctors also we're working with this one. So my team is working with this para lingkod na mo ato nang hanayon og pag-ayo.
How about equipment, ma'am, kanina?
Kana sa mga hospital equipments and also testings, mga testing equipments og mga kits nga ano.
Ma'am, I'll start with a softball question. Mag-TikTok lang gihapon ka, ma'am.
I just did.
Continuing in your administration.
Actually, I just did. Di ba ningon ko nga I will not stop. But I just posted one. But it was intended for the birthday of my media, Ruben. So I just posted just to say thank you. No? Thank you.
Ma'am, kani akong ipuntanan ninyo, ma'am, because you have branded yourself as the people's governor. And then kanay mong battle cry ba nga kamo ang sugbo dili ako. So akong pangutana, at what point in the counting did you feel that murag mo daog gyud ta?
Actually, Eric, to be honest with you, that weekend I have the feeling na madaog na ko, because everywhere I go, people were just so happy to see me ba. So they're all over me. So nakaingon gud ko nga kung inani sila kahinangop, I hope and pray nga this will translate into votes. But that time, I already have the feeling na mauna gid ni. So, mauna ang nakuyawan ko because it's a big responsibility. For me, I don't look at it as being governor. I don't look at it as a power thing, no? I look at it as service and a responsibility. Yeah.
Ma'am, katong pagdaog nimo, ma'am, and you had a sense nga modaog ka niya to mo kag barili na barili ba to? What happened to your cases? Is that still ongoing ang imo mga kaso nga gi-file kontra nimo?
Yeah. This mo ni siya ang katong unjust vexation case ni Byron Garcia against me. So naset naman gud to ang hearing adto May 15, Eric. So mo to after the elections I have to go, but I was really surprised when I went there nga daghan kay naghuwat na ako dito mga taga Barili. Oh, yeah, the support that I got was just overwhelming.
And then kani more for information sa atong media, no. Mangutan na lang ma'am kaning when will be your turnover? One, and then kinsay mga iladong tao sa national nga imong giimbitaran. Kanang duha sa ma'am, and then I would maybe like to ask you kinsay mga key personalities nimo sa imong administration para mailhan sa kinatibukan sa atong sa atong isla.
Yeah, so ang turnover ani no, we're still looking at dates, no, auspicious dates nga pwede, but more or less around the end of June, mga June 29 for now. And mga personality, ang national personality, ang akong priority, those who voted for me and mga leaders nga na vote nako, mo na akong priority. If they will come here to Cebu for my oath taking, and they welcome. But karon ang akong priority, those people nga diha nako during sa campaign.
To be specific, ma'am, do you have it planned nga you'll be inviting Vice President Sara Duterte, Senator Amy Marcos, and then kinsa pa ang posibleng imong imbitaron, ma'am?
You know what? Depends on their schedule, no, if they can come here. But as I've said, they're welcome. Pero karon we're really looking at the oldest barangay captain who could probably do the oath for me. Yeah, or the youngest, but we're still in the process of looking kung kinsa. So mo na akong priority ang mo oath, take oath na ako. Ang muhatag sa oath is kana people from the province yun.
In terms of your administration, ma'am, who are the faces that we can expect in the coming administration? Maski ko sa rao duha lang, ma'am, para kabalo ang katawhan ba? Kay mention magug ka nga, we will open the capital to the people.
Yeah.
So at least maski ko sa o duha lang nga para mauna ni sila ang mga tiil ni Governor Pam.
Nangatawa sila. Okay, I don't think they want to be identified, but maybe sooner or later they have no choice, no? Okay ra, my chief of staff will be Aldwin Emphasis. He has a very varied experience in LGU from Danao. And also, I have Mayor Esgana, Jose Esgana, Titing Esgana, will be looking at our accounting. And Ruben Lizarra will be doing our media. And also, Paulo Oy will be doing our IT and administration. Who else? My daughter, Dr. Elise Catalan, will be advising me on the healthcare matters. Mura man siguro na adire?
For the meantime, ma'am, meantime lang na.
Yeah, meantime, yeah. We're just, I have a very smart team with me. Although, just like the rest of us now, we're just low-key. Yeah.
Napangutana sa nini, Mayor-elect Nestor Archival, kaganiha, ma'am. Ang iyang tubag was mag-status quo lang sa when I asked the question, will we be expecting a major overhaul in terms of the workforce and manpower of Cebu City Hall? How about for the Cebu provincial government? Daghan bagid kay tag mga kausaban nga makita under your administration?
First and foremost, we don't have to change something that works. As I've always said before, no? Yato kinanglan ilisan if that something works or if that person works, no? So we are in the process of looking into it. Yeah, pero kung na-work man siya, kung maayo man pagkabutang na ang usa ka department, ang usa ka person, di man yun necessary nga ato ang ilisan, no?
So you will see through former political alliances, ma'am, no? Work is work na gyud ni siya.
Yeah, I would like to look at this as a colorless leadership. Yeah, regardless of unsang, because I also have supporters from the other spectrum, the other color spectrum. No? So this is about a collaborative governance. No, so regardless of unsa tanga color, we will work together for the betterment of the province of Cebu.
Last one from me lang, ma'am, no, before we open the floor for questions from our friends from the media. During the first a public appearance ni outgoing Governor Gwendolyn Garcia at mall in Cebu City, she somehow acknowledged her defeat, but she mentioned it as seeming defeat. Your thoughts on that, ma'am?
I don't know. I said goodbye already, so that's it. I don't want to say the word because my staff.
Okay. All right, kay daghan man kaya tong mga kauban sa buhat nga naghinam-hinam na gyud nga manghutana kang Governor-elect Pamela Baricuatro. Again, to our friends from the media, again, in the interest of time, if we can limit to one question plus one follow-up question, aron tanan matagan og higayon nga manghutana. We hope that we can respect that.
May buntag, Governor Pam.
Hi, June.
Saldi sa Bomboradio.
Yeah, I know you. You look younger in person.
Nawaro sa pangutana, ma'am. Una pangutana, ma'am. Nakabasa man gud ko sa Facebook nimo nga nakay imminent threat ba? Unsa man nga hulga imong nadawat, na blatter na ba ni sa police station? Gi-chat ba ni, gi-text ba ni, gi-email ba ni, gi-Viber ba ni? So unsa nga mata nga hulga kay ang subuanon biya nibutar nimo kay gusto nagkabag-uhan. Unya simbako dunay batik nga may tabo sa imong kinabuhi. Sayang kayo ilang kahago ba para modaog ka.
June, kani mga iwan information nga maabot namo from the mga confidential information from from the intelligence part. So mao gyud na siya. So thank you for your concern, no, kay ako sad mismo nagamping gyud ko alang sa katawhan. Mao bitaw na nga usay ma-sacrifice na ko na yung mga victory party nga di ko kaadto, especially big crowd. So naglikay lang sa takaron kay wa pa tay formal turnover sa atong security team. In terms of kanang blatter, no, we didn't get there kay ang maabot namo from Intel kanang mga information na ingon ana ba. So kung hulga naalay sa online usahay na ay mag-comment sa ko ang Facebook nga ipapatay ang pangan, kanang mga ingon ana ba.
Laing pangutana, Gov. Matod pa ni Byron Garcia nga wala nang Duterte fever. Gituboy niya si Jonas Cortez, pildiman. Gituboy niya si Pasadasa, pildi pod. Gituboy niya sa Mike Rama, pildi lang gihapon. Pero si Pamela bidaog man. Matod pa ni Byron Garcia nga Smartmatic governor daw ka. Bot pasabot nga gimaniobra sa Smartmatic, gimaniobra ang makina para mo daog ka sa nakalabay piniliay.
Ngano napaday Smartmatic, di ba miro na ni atong makina karon? No, so I don't know, basig nag-sour grape lang. But there's also the element of likability and acceptability on my part. Now we have to understand nga there are also sectors nga who are not in favor of the governor. So there must be other factors, That's also one factor. And another factor is also because people wants change, and I represent change, especially in the province of Cebu. I don't know if there's something to do with Duterte, no? So it's too judgmental to say that, but walang na akong masulti. Nga nasad siguro yung likability factor on my part.
Salamat, Gov.
Thank you.
June.
Next question, please.
Good morning, Gov. Eliza, reporter from ITV Cebu.
Yeah.
So, based on what you said about the hospitals and healthcare in the province, may we know about your plans in terms of the human resources in our hospitals, the security of jobs in terms of doctors and nurses, especially before outsourcing, unsay mga plans ni mga Gov?
We're really looking into that, no? Kay murag di man good dignified paminaw na for doctors ba, murag di kay professional nga GO gi-outsource, no? And they studied for so how long to get where they are, and then we just treat them like that. So there's no dignity in their job. So really we're looking into that now and studying how we can upgrade this kind of situation.
Akong follow-up question is, do you promote, would you like to promote these doctors for residency, Gov? Kanisha?
Promote the doctors that anything that would improve our healthcare system and for their own development as human being. Why not?
Thank you, Gov.
Thank you, Eliza and Earl.
Good morning, Gov Pam. 𝗙𝗲𝗄 Navarro from CCT and Channel
course, I know
47.
you.
Nice
Yeah.
to see you again. First, let's put it on the record. Given nga na anay transition team, then anay transition team ang outgoing, sa pagkakaroon, asa na ron nga level ron or asa na ron ang process ato ang transition for your upcoming administration, Gov?
We have formed the team already. No, we were prepared already for the team. So they're currently working now in Capitol. Yeah.
So far nanatay mga na-appoint para sa mga incoming nga mga department heads on some concerned offices, Gov?
Wala pa tay final list ana, no. Ang importante nato karon na ang transition team, a smooth transition. But we're looking into that kung kinsa atong ibutang sa mga key positions. As I've said, kung maayo ang performance ana nga department head, and is willing to collaborate with me, di man jud kinahanglan nga atong taktakon just because new administration.
One last lang ko, Miss Andy. Okay, na yung mga projects and yes, upcoming programs, labi na nanata sa tunga-tunga sa kasamtangang administrasyon ron sa nasodog. Na yung mga i-propose nga mga projects nga but ipatuman hantod na sa LGU level. Under your upcoming administration, unsa man, Gov, will you support it? Unsa may mamahimong paagi ani Gov Pam?
You mean ang mga programs nga naa na karon?
Yes, for the administration. Yung mga ipatuman to the LGU level. Ipatuman ba na ninyo, will you support it? Or unsa man, Gov?
Some of these programs are national, ha? Plenty of these programs are national. So if it's a national program, why not? And if makaayo sa katawhan, go.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Confirmed ang participation ni former Tourism Secretary and former gubernatorial candidate Ace Durano sa imong administration.
Yeah, I
ma'am?
invited him, but have we got a response from him? Not yet pa. Tomorrow.
Ah,
Oh,
tomorrow
okay. Yeah,
pa.
I'll meet him tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's most welcome.
Update
Yeah.
us, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Hi, good morning, Gov.
Hi,
Eileen from SMNI. Sa usa ka interview, imo tong gisulti nga sa imong paglingkod, unahon nimo ang pag-check o pag-revoke sa mga executive order sa kasamtangang governor. So would you clarify unsang mga executive order imong tutukan for revocation?
Yeah, actually, my team, my legal team are looking into it now, no? So we will announce it. Sorry, but wala pa kanang kuan jud kanang concrete. So yeah, i-review pa namo. So we will announce it on the first day
Okay.
of
So,
office.
yes, thank you. Akong follow-up question is, ingon mo sa usapod ka interview, actually sa SMNI nga, you have three kings. You have Mayor Duterte, you have Mayor Rama from PDP, and Mayor Durano from Danao. So, unsay mamahimong role ni Mayor Rama o ni Mayor Mix Durano from Danao sa imuhang administration?
You know, the good thing about them, no, they were never intrusive during the campaign, and I'm pretty sure they won't be intrusive during my governance, no. So they will be there as my advisors, no. They're my pillars. So if I need, because of course they've been there longer than I am in politics, no. So they made it clear to me na if I need any help or if I need any advice, they will be there. So more na. Thank you.
Next question.
Good morning, Gov. So, I'm Pinky Rondina, intern from CDN Digital. So, daghan gusto makaila nimo, Gov, beyond the politics. No? So, on the lighter side, can you share a little bit of a background of yourself? What was your childhood like? Unsay mga damgo nimo sa una o kung nagdahom ba jud ka nga musud og public service, no? So, who is Pamela Baricuatro, the new governor of Cebu?
Oh, that's a very good question. You made me think na noon, you know. Life is full of surprises, you know. I never expected na this would happen to me. But something I can tell you, know, this is Marites. When I was flight stewardess of Cathay Pacific, I was still in my 20s then. I did a flight to Bangkok. And there was this fortune teller who came to me in flight and said na, I tell something, na ako fortune tell nimo, sa imong future ko nga, sige. So, ingon siya nga kanang, one day, you're going to be madam. Madam, you know, ang sa Bangkok, kanang king man na sila og queen, no? So, I said, maybe maminyo kong politician or maminyo kong royalty, I don't know then, no? So, that's just thinking in the back end, no nga. Motto, it was my fortune was foretold. So maybe it's already destiny. I don't know, but somehow it could be that. Yeah.
So, did you dream to be a public servant in the future, Gov?
I took up political science. I took up public leadership in Harvard Canidino School. That's something I'm prepared for. Pero the position, kay in Harvard, Mango, they always teach you that leadership is about action. It's not about position. So it never really was my desire to become governor, no. But of course, I want to do public service through my foundation. But you know, things happen now, so maybe this is destiny or a calling. I don't know.
That's all for me. Thank you, Gov.
Thank you.
Good morning,
Hi. Good morning.
Madam. Good morning, Sir Eric, Madam Beautiful, and the good people of this country. Praise the Lord. No.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Yes, Madam. The Lord choose you. It is under Acts chapter 1, verse 15, 17 to 26. And also in John chapter 15, verse 9 to 17. Mingon ang Ginoo, I choose you, I appointed you to produce good fruits for salvation. So in the night press like this, agi kalimti ang Ginoo.
Yes, yes.
Because it was a miracle victory. No, they expected that you will win.
Yes.
Because you're fighting a great wall, the giant killer. You are the, meaning you destroy the so-called dragon lady, iron lady. Congratulations, Madam.
Thank you.
Now, I'm Brother Bobby Knight on the ferry of Channel 47, DOLA, DYZM, and Scoop. Now, I will give you two questions. Number one, kanang imong proyekto na di na ipadayon ng Kapitolyo dito sa Kabukiran, gwapo na. Unya, kanisang mga pasigarbo, kay mato sa Undungan, 200 million ang gasto na.
255.
Oh, o kanang ubang mga suroy-suroy. Imo nang dayonon og stop.
Yes. Yes. Ang kanang ang bag-o nga kapitolyo no naanay allocated ana nga almost 1 billion for that. I don't know ngano kinalan pa ibali na this one works. The one that we have now, it looks very sturdy, historical. Nganong paman kinahanglan and layo kaayo tong naa dito sa Balamban. Sir no, Sir Bob, layo ka ito no. Why let the people go to government that far? Let the government go to the people. That's why we are working on a satellite office, one in the south and one in the north. And the south, we're working on Balamban already for now. By the time we sit.
Because the Capitol is one of the most beautiful structure.
Exactly. You know, it was made, do you know when it was
America.
made? Mga 1930s, no?
Unya, dagan na kay mga earthquake, mga calamities, it withstand.
Correct. Yeah.
So, to transfer to that area, you're punishing this Bono people from Cebu City.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, last question. Are you combat ready to prepare yourself in case another group of people will sugswang your plans and programs?
Amazing, Bob. Sir Bob, thank you for asking that. The fact nga nidagan ko, ning pirma ko, nidagan ko against niya, ready na ko. I'm fearless. Yeah.
So you are a beautiful lady because you're smiling, tinted beauty. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I believe.
Thank you, Sir Bobby Knight. Next question, please. Earl.
Good morning, Gov.
Good morning.
John Vivilla from the Freeman. Gov, kabaw ko no nga, naghinahinay pa ang transition team, but as a people's governor, do you have any, for the first 100 days as you assume office, na ba kay specific or top priority or legislative priorities nga buhaton niya? How confident are you on the current board composition right now?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. Of course, ang akong priority is healthcare, gid no, kay mom na itong gipanaan sa katauhan no. So, we are really working hard nga ato nang matuman yun ang atong saan no. So, healthcare is number 1 on my list. So, that's why we will look into the appropriation sa health appropriation sa province karon. Ug na pa ba'y nahabilin what moves that we will do, but then we are not solely depending on that. We're also looking into the private sector kung unsay makuha na tong tabang o collaborations from other agencies.
Gov, one last follow-up, no? You mentioned sa mga previous interviews nga ang level 3 hospital sa Danau kay imong i-upgrade. Mahinayon ba na or kana lang sa ba for the first, or and also the adversely or
Yes, tanaw na nato kung unsay atong mahimoan ang Danau no, if it could be level 2 or level 1 ba na ang Danau karon? Danau Hospital is level 1. Level 2. Yeah, so yeah, there's no way to go but 3. So we really, that's really a priority for us. Yeah. And also adversely, kay kana magud sila muna sila sagang ba before mo abot sa Soto, at least na atay panagang niagikan sa north. Pwede ma-congested atong Soto.
I-emulate na nato sa mga uban nga.
Yeah, we're looking at Balamban, Karkar, Bugo, and Danau.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Go.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gob.
Hi,
Noy
Noy.
Parkon from DYRF.
Yeah.
Daghan na bala ka, Gob, sa mga empleyado ron sa Kapitolyo kay John 30, mutakop na sila. Unsa may mahimo nila kung may ngunani nilang sitwasyon sa casual ko terminos og sa mga ilang tambunga nga nagalagad nga John 30 ra ilang kutob.
Di yun sila angay mabalaka. We are entering into the new era of leadership in the capital and in the province of Cebu. Yeah, so nothing to be worried about. Kung nagtrabaho lang sila, nothing to be worried about.
Hello, GovBam. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kaiser Fontes from the Manila Times and MyTV Cebu. GovBam, I'd like to ask, where do we stand on the issue of BRT since it can be remembered in the past no na-criticize si outgoing Governor Gwendolyn Garcia for intruding kaning issue sa city. How do we address that?
You know, BRT is a national program, no? Ang nagbayad ana nga loans is national. I don't know why. I don't see any reason to meddle. Kung ako lang ana, ipahumana, and then we'll see what we can do, how we can improvise it, or how we can improve it. Pero para nako, ipahumana without less minimal, unsa na kanang meddling on my part. Thank you.
And Gov, how are we going to work with the current administration of Marcos, knowing that you're a staunch Duterte supporter? Maybe it could affect us, or...
No, I'm a Duterte supporter. As I've said earlier, it's in my heart. No, but I want it to be a colorless leadership. No, so we are. If it's for the good of the province of Cebu, then we will collaborate, regardless of the color. Yeah.
And GovBam, lastly, kaganiha, it was announced nga ito sa Sinulog, no, topics on Sinulog. I'd like to ask, will the Cebu province continue to give support sa kaning Cebu City Sinulog? This year, nahatag ang biggest from Governor Garcia to Mayor Garcia nga 33 million compared sa 20 million, 8 million in the past.
Nahatag na ba? From what I heard, murag wala pa man siguro. Basig, it was just a pasigarbo. So what we, but really, we cannot give what we do not have. So what we can afford, no, slowly, ako lang siguro kanang quietly, we will do what we can, no, and collaborate and help the city government. But that's it. No show, nothing like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question.
Good morning, Governor-elect 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗺 of Sunstar Cebu. During the campaign season, medyo murag daghang attacks against you ug sa imong mga kampo, naabot ning katong incident sa Pinumungahan, which is gipangan mo og kuan suga nya napudto ang kontrobersiya sa imong foundation, mga grave threats, then kato kaso nga unjust vexation. Nay mga spekulasyon nga gikan ni sa kampo sa outgoing governor or sa iyang mga supporters. Maka-assure ba ta sa atong mga supporters, sa atong mga constituent nga ang imong administration karon kay walay plano manimaus against sa mga critics o mga opposition?
Yeah, it's really a time for healing. That's why if you notice the last week after the election, I was just lying low because I want to heal, and I hope that the rest of the province would also heal. Nga dili na kinahanglan no nga manimaus ta. There's no room for vindictive leadership. So I will stay focused. I know the attack will not stop. It will go on and on and on because they want to destroy me. But I want to stay focused and do my job. And I let the lawyers handle it. Thank you. And whatever legal things that they throw on me, I let the lawyers take care of it.
Another question lang, Gov. Na yung mga big ticket projects ang outgoing governor naambod ni ang sa Daan Bantayan nga solar power farm, napod ni ang giplano nga Metro Cebu Expressway, napoy mga other issues like atong ASF sa una nga nakikumbati sila with BAI. What's your take on this sa mga big ticket projects sa outgoing governor o katong sa ASF pod nga issue nga naga-controversial gid?
We're really studying that ASF issue, no, and also kaning Metro Express. It is a very good project, and it will help decongest traffic and probably connect the rural areas to the urban areas. So that project, if it's good for the province, then ato nang padayunon. Kira.
Thank you, Gov.
Thank you.
Naay pangutana din from Sir Max Limpag, Gov of My Cebu. Is heritage important for you and your upcoming administration?
Yes, of course, because it will define us, no? It is important to me. But tanaw na to kung unsaya to mo budget anang kanang heritage, no? If it comes with a big price at the expense of the people, no? So ang akong priority ani is ang katawhan yun na pro-poor gid ta, no? Thank you.
Kini is from Gladys May, Gov-elect. What are your priorities na magawa on your first 100 days as the new Cebu Province Governor come June 30?
Oh, there's a lot of things that we're working on, but the thing that really comes out now, no, is the toilets in the north and south, no. Kay mo man sa atong saad, no, libreng wiwi ug libreng pupo. So kana gyud, that's something that we will have to do right away.
Kani is from Elijan Sanchez. The media are still welcome to ask questions. Ako lang ibasa ang ubang mga online comments. Unsay mahimo sa Simply Share Foundation sa imong administrasyon?
No, it's being managed by my daughter now, but it can really help in addressing food insecurity because Simply Share Foundation is managing the only food bank in the Visayas, and food banking is a proven solution in addressing hunger. We collect surplus food from manufacturers, from suppliers, and then give it those who need it. So now we have hundreds of beneficiary organization all over the province of Cebu, no? So it will go on its own tabang yun sa hunger situation nato diri, especially nga if you've noticed the data, no, ning taas ang atong hunger problem diri sa probinsya. So it is being managed by my daughter. So I think what it can, of course, no, mas makatabang sila nako karon kay kung naay mga simbako lang, mga calamities, so I can always ask them na help mitras wala pa ang sa government na aid. So na ready na kay na man warehouse sila food of food. Thank you.
Gov, congratulations, Carlo Olanob, Kalami, Cebu. So,
Thanks,
ganina
Carl.
gipangutana si Mayor-elect Nestor Archival about sa 20 na bugas. I know nag-post ka before na this is not sustainable, pero kung naa namang yun na, how would you, implement this or unsa man ipadayon ba din nato?
Yes, because it helps address food insecurity and hunger. Ato nang ipadayon kung naa na gyud na siya, no. Ang ato alang ani ang I'm sure we will have to look for fund kay na may part ang city ani, ang provincial government ani. Yeah.
And ano pa yung follow-up question lang, in your first 100 days, unsa ang klarong kabaguhan na makita namo kumpara sa previous administration?
I think it has to be me. The kind of leadership that I would want to have. I would want to empower all the mayors and the department heads, also the board members, no? It's going to be a governance that would listen to them and the people as well. I think it would have to start with me. Yeah.
Gov 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗀, Rappler.
Hello.
So 29 towns over Gov Garcia's 22 towns. In 18 towns, once Cebu was majority, you were the governor for these 18 towns. Let's talk about dragon slaying. Your campaign. Why did more than 1 million Cebuano voters choose you over Gov Gwen Garcia?
I think it's about, I think my silver bullet is the contrast that we exhibited during the campaign. Mine was just, I think what they said is just cool and chill. I just went and enjoy around, while the other one was entirely different. So I think that's what I've observed.
Who do you attribute your win to?
First and foremost, it's the Lord up there, no? If it's a calling from Him, then it has to be Him. And of course, my family, for the support. And of course, my team. I have an amazing team behind me. We're just a small team, but everybody's doing its part. And what else? Of course, PDP Laban, the political party, and President Duterte, and the Duterte family who endorsed me. And of course, the people of the province of Cebu, regardless of color, who voted for me. Thank you.
Gov, na ay questions din sa ato ang live streaming. Nangutana sila, actually duha ni sila kabuok, from Christopher Pananganan and Rain Layson. Hi Gov Pam, what is your stand sa pasigarbo sa Sugbo? So naabagay mahitabo nga pasigarbo sa Sugbo this year o kinisang suroy-suroy Sugbo nga you have been vocal about in our past two Openline forum?
I think there has to be only one festivity in the Cebu Island. That's Sinulog, you know. And gasto kaayo kaning Pasigarbo, imagine 255 million pesos, no? And why do you let a third class municipality compete with a component city, you know? How can they compete in terms of budget, no? And logistically, it's improbable. Good. Luoy kaayo, as you've seen during the last Pasigarbo, daghan kaayog nga disgrasya the way to the city, back and forth. So kana gyud na ko ipadayon. I've been vocal about it from day one, if you remember,
yes.
no? And if kung naa magali magsuroy-suroy sa probinsya sa Sugbo, it won't be me. It will be kanang mga ato ang mobile clinics, ug atong mga kanang mobile kitchen na magpakaon sa katawhan ug muhatag og kanang mga healthcare services sa katawhan. Mao na akong gusto magsuroy-suroy, dili ako.
So to set the record straight, Govno, wala na Pasigarbo sa Sugbo.
Wala na Pasigarbo. But we have to look at another event that could showcase the talent of our LGBT communities, no? A community. So we look at something around mid-year. If you notice, Sinulog is in January, right? Yeah, December, of course, Christmas na. So in the middle of the year, we look for something, we'll come up, we'll ask for the best brains, sa mga creative brains nato nga atong pangutanon unsay atong angay ibutang ana mid-year. And maybe the province can help out on this one. Thank you.
Naasay ng hutana, Gov. Nag-mention man sa pangutana ni Sir Eric, magpadayon kasi mong TikTok, no? Nga mga good vibes. Naasay curious kung musayaw baka sa Sinulog, January. From...
If Mayor Archival will ask me and if he will dance with me, I will. Why not? Game. TikTok manggani for Santo Niño na noon, ha? Kaya man, makarry man siguro yan ako. Much better pa siguro.
Next question.
Good morning, Gov, and congratulations. Dan Kimbote from GMA 𝗙𝗲𝗶 para Radyo Cebu. Balik ko sa healthcare, Gov, regarding sa Sugbukas centers. Sugbukas centers.
Yeah.
Sa Bantayan and Carcar. Naamgoy agreement ang Vicente Sotto and the provincial government with the Department of Health Central Visayas regarding sa partnership, which is ang Vicente Sotto magpadala og doctors dito sa mga provincial hospitals to address para ma-decongest ang Vicente Sotto itself kay magtapok na daw. Unsay plano sa inyong administration, Gov? Are we plano ba nato magbutang na lang gyud og mga general practitioner doctors sa provinces to dili na magpadala kay moram kog i-pull out ang mga doctors from Sotto? Unsay plano, general plan?
It doesn't look sustainable, right? And it was just a last thing deal. I don't know. It just happened this year, was it? Or murag bag-o pa man ni siya, you know? So it doesn't look sustainable. Kuwaan nimo nakuwang nimo gani, nya kuwaan pag yun. So we will have to look at other alternatives that could augment the need for doctors in the province, no? We're studying it right now. And you know what? I'm just surprised. Daghan kay gusto mo tabang sa probinsya sa Sugbo. Ug nganong wala lang yun ni ma-engage ang mga doctors before. So we can look to the brighter side of that healthcare situation in the province. Kay daghang gusto mo tabang ng mga doctors nato. Thank you.
Thank you, Gov.
Question.
Hello, Gov. Jim Ray from SMNI.
Hi.
Gov, I think partially na kayo na-mention about tourism, but do you have plans, further plans about tourism sa Cebu, considering na nai-decline karon sa
correct, no?
Tourism na to. So, any plans?
Thank you for that question. That's a cause of concern. Kay declining ba atong tourism diri, no? So I think the policy now, it's too controlling. Everything is controlled in the capital. The portals and all, we have to get all the permits, right? And everything like that. So I think that's a deterrent to our tourism industry. So we will look into that, and also we have to look into tourism infrastructure and also sa ato sang healthcare. Kaya kinsa may gusto mangani diri nga ato ang mga hospital sa Oslo mga ECG. So mona, I don't think the tourists feel safe also, ana ba. So we have to make sure nga ato ang mga hospitals atong i-equip unya and programs also for tourism that we will look into.
Follow up ng Gov, there are LGUs na yung mga fees na gina-collect. Pwede ba siya ma-review nimo or na kay mga buhaton anis?
Are you talking about the kanang environmental fees, tourism fees sa Moalboal? Kada adto dito na alay mga fees dayon no, daghan kayo man akong gingon ba na sobra kayo kada lihok nimo dito. You know, if you babayron ka, have you been to Bangkok to Thailand, to Vietnam? Nindot kay ilang mga beaches niya na pa mga siya dito niya wala di man ta pabayron kung maligo ta dito. Ug ambot ngano diha sa Moalboal nga kada lihok nimo pabayron man ta, mahal pa kay entrance kung musuod ka sa kawasan karon no. So tan-awon gyud na ako na experience gyud na ako kay I was there during the campaign. Tan-aw na to na we will have to make sure nga dili ato lisod-lisoron atong turismo oy kay daghan kay mga spontaneous tourist nya human mo adto pa ka sa online kay mo adto ka dito. Unsa man nga kind of tourism that we have here? Diba? Thank you.
This is from Melly Roach, our online viewer. Unsaon nimo pagsugpo sa illegal nga droga?
I don't know if I have to do it at the 30th time. I'm just joking. No, but really, no. That's a serious problem in our province right now. But these people should not forget, no. I have a very good consultant in a PRD. So they better be careful into this, no? So para nako good no to drugs good. That's a very serious thing. Thank you.
Good morning, Gov. Dale Israel from One News. I would just like to ask about the existing suspension of quarrying in the city of Naga. How would that go with your administration?
Is it the case that she got suspended because of this one, no? Are you talking about that?
I'm talking about the quarrying in Naga.
The quarrying in Naga is the one in Apo or kana no Apo the cease and desist order. We really have to look into it because we don't know if it's political or unsay reason ana nga nakakomply man kuno na sila sa ECC. So we look into that, and that's something that we have to look in the first 100 days right away. Kay 3,000 families in town ang affected ani. Unya gikulban og kaldero, so ato ginig-tanawon. Thank you.
Do we have more questions from our friends from the media? There's just one more question no from kaning si Christopher. Hi Gov, I'm from Cebu nga Cebu. Na ay proposed nga cement factory nga tukuron sa Cebu nga. Unsay imong stand ani Gov?
As I've said, no, we will have to bring the investment corridor to the province of Cebu. So kung makahatag ni sila og trabaho sa mga taga-probinsya, they comply with all the requirements, ECC, so why not?
Kani from Chin Semblante, Gov, I ask if unsay plano nimo sa education in Cebu province. Naabay possibility maduhan na ang division since layo jud ang division labi na sa north area ug south. Mobiyahe pa sila. Then naabay possibility nga na ay libre nga pa TV sa mga classrooms just like Cebu City.
Pa TV. Wow.
Pero your projects for education.
Ako lang no, we have to connect and collaborate with CHED and ato mga school boards no. I will not antagonize them. I will make sure that we will work together para sa betterment sa atong educational system, and we're looking at good programs good for education.
Do we have additional questions from our friends from the media? Okay.
It's not a question.
Yes, sir.
Punchline. Vice Governor, the provincial board members, all the mayors of the province are good people. If and when there is a blockading force, just remind them that ang sildo nila madawat came from the people's money, so that they will cooperate.
Wow, thank you. That's the best tip I heard.
On that note, Governor-elect Pamela Baricuatro, we'd like to ask for your closing statement, your message to all of your supporters, and also, ma'am, unsa imong mensahe sa imong fellow public servants sa probinsya sa Cebu? including the Vice Gov, the Provincial Board, tanan nimong mga ka-work with, ma'am.
Thank you kayo, Andrea, Eric, sa Openline for inviting me and being a part of this journey. Thank you for all the press na naadiri karon, ang ako ang team na naadiri karon. O thank you most especially sa taga-probinsya sa Sugbo sa inyong mandato na gihatag diri kanako. Ang akong kadaugan inyo hasang kadaugan. And I'm just really looking forward to a smooth, peaceful, and fruitful transition. And sa ako mga kauban sa Kapitolyo, you have no need to worry. We are entering a new era and leadership in the Capitol. And I'm willing to listen and I'm willing to collaborate with you. So I'm really looking forward to be working with all of you peacefully, quietly, and simply for the province of Cebu. And most especially, I thank God for the blessing. I cannot be thankful enough for the blessing. Thank you very much.
Daghang salamat atong pakpakan si Governor-elect Pamela Baricuatro. Thank you for always saying yes to Openline News Media Forum og sa tanan natong mga kauban no sa MyTV Cebu. Salamat kaayo sa padayon ninyong pagsuporta. Once again, we would like to acknowledge our presenters. Thank you very much to Manila Bankers Assurance, International Marketing Group, Kaiser International Health Group Incorporated, Kaiser Medical Center, and Delos Reyes Optical. Once again, this has been Andrea 𝗙𝗲𝗄𝗎.
And I'm Eric Espina.
See you all next Tuesday. We'll be featuring the fresh faces of the Cebu City Council. And next Tuesday is Openline News Media Forum only here on MyTV Cebu.
We first met sa katong gift giving activity sa Navy. Along with Simply Share.